Your soulmate is hiding something emotional about you, not something small, not something they can brush aside or rationalize away, something that sits in the deepest chamber of their heart, locked behind walls they built to protect themselves from the weight of it, something that, if they ever let it see the light, would change everything. I want you to take a deep, grounding breath and feel the heavy, electric stillness settling into the very marrow of your bones right now. Because we are stepping into the opening of this massive, high-intensity journey, where the mask of your soulmate is officially starting to crack under a weight you cannot yet see. For months, they have mastered the art of the emotional poker face, walking through their life with a curated sense of detachment, telling the world, and perhaps even you through their silence, that they are unaffected, moved on, and at peace with the distance. They have built a vault of secrets in the deepest basement of their subconscious, a place where they have locked away the raw, screaming truth of how much they actually need your frequency to survive. But today, the atmosphere has shifted into a state of internal emotional siege, because that vault is currently overflowing. The secrets are piling up against the door, the pressure is building, and the door is starting to crack. They are realizing today that the important something they are hiding is not just a thought. It is not just a passing feeling. It is a high-frequency confession that is currently vibrating in their chest with such intensity it is making their hands shake. The confession wants out. The truth wants air, and they are running out of ways to keep it contained. They are experiencing the agony of the hidden truth, the agony of carrying something so heavy without ever setting it down. Realize today that the wall they built to protect their ego, the wall of silence and distance and pretending, has actually become their own coffin. Not a physical coffin, a spiritual one. A place where the living parts of them, the parts that feel, that love, that need, have been buried alive. And the coffin is running out of air. Imagine them in this exact moment. Perhaps sitting in a room full of people, wearing a smile that does not reach their eyes, laughing at jokes they did not hear, nodding at conversations they are not present for. While inside, in the silent, hidden place that no one else can see, they are shouting your name. Not a quiet whisper, a shout, a scream, a desperate, raw, unfiltered cry that only they can hear. They are hiding a level of spiritual devotion that they find terrifying. A realization that you are not just someone they liked, not just someone they miss, not just a memory they visit occasionally. You are the only person who holds the vibrational key to their entire existence. The key to their peace, the key to their joy, the key to the version of themselves that is most alive. They have locked that key in the vault, and the vault is suffocating them. They are realizing today that the important something they are burying is the fact that they have never spent a single hour since you left without thinking about the golden heat of your aura. Not a single hour, not one. In the midst of their busiest days, in the noise of their distractions, in the arms of other people, in the silence of their own room, you have been there. A constant, a hum, a background frequency that they cannot turn off. They have tried to forget. They have tried to replace. They have tried to convince themselves that you are just a memory, but the memory will not fade, because it is not a memory, it is a presence. I want you to visualize them in this exact moment, feeling a wave of absolute spiritual nausea as they realize that the more they try to hide their feelings, the more those feelings are eating them from the inside out, like a cancer of the spirit, like a poison that spreads through every cell of their being. The hiding is not protecting them. The hiding is destroying them. Every suppressed tear is a weight on their chest. Every unspoken confession is a stone in their stomach. Every "I miss you" that dies on their lips is another crack in the foundation of their sanity. They are realizing today that their poker face is a lie that is currently exhausting their soul. The performance of being fine is the most demanding role they have ever played. The mask is heavy. The costume is hot. The stage lights are blinding. And the audience, the only audience that ever mattered, is not even in the theater. You are not watching their performance. You are living your own life on your own stage, in a different city, in a different world. And the knowledge that you are not watching, that you do not see the performance, that you have moved on to other things, is the most painful part of the act. And the shock of how much they still care, the overwhelming, undeniable, embarrassing depth of their feeling is starting to leak through the corners of their eyes. Not tears that fall, tears that threaten, tears that blur the edges of their vision, tears that they blink back before anyone notices. But you would notice. You always noticed. They are feeling a heavy, electric exhaustion in their pride, the pride that held them up, the pride that kept them silent, the pride that insisted they could do this alone. That pride is exhausted, not tired, exhausted, depleted, empty. It has nothing left to give. Realize today that they are tired of being a fugitive from their own heart. The heart is not the enemy. The heart is the home. And they have been running from home for so long that they have forgotten what it feels like to be warm. Every time they try to imagine a future that does not include you, a future where they have truly moved on, where someone else fills the space, where the memory of you fades into the background of their life, they are hit by a sudden, sharp sense of internal collapse. The future collapses. The image shatters. The fantasy dissolves. Because the future without you is not a future. It is a void. And they are hiding a plan to return. A secret strategy. A map back to you that they have been drawing in the margins of their mind, afraid to look at it directly, afraid to admit that they are drawing it but unable to stop. The plan is not fully formed. The courage is not fully present, but the plan exists. It lives in the hidden places, and it is growing. I want you to feel the weight of their frustration as they realize that the important something is the terrifying truth that they are still madly, irrationally, illogically in love with you. Even after all the no's, even after all the silence, even after every reason they have given themselves to stop. The love is not rational. The love does not listen to reasons. The love simply is, and it is as strong today as it was on the day they walked away. Stronger, perhaps, because absence has not diminished it. Absence has refined it, like a fire that burns hotter when the oxygen is limited. They are realizing today that their strength, the strength they were so proud of, the strength that allowed them to walk away, to maintain distance, to keep their poker face in place, was just a sophisticated form of cowardice. Not strength. Fear dressed in nice clothes. Fear pretending to be wisdom. Fear wearing the mask of maturity. And the something that is forcing them to hide, the reason they cannot tell you the truth, the reason they cannot admit that you are the chosen one who haunts their every breath, is the fear that if they tell you, they will lose the only power they have left. The power of the secret. The power of the hidden truth. As long as you do not know how much they need you, they still have some control. As long as the confession remains unsent, they still have a door to close if the fear becomes too great. But the power is an illusion. The control is a fantasy. The secret is not power. The secret is a prison, and they are the only prisoner. They are standing in the wreckage of their secret vault, the beautiful, well-constructed, carefully maintained container for all the things they cannot say. And the wreckage is mounting. The vault is cracking. The secrets are leaking. The air is thick with the necessity of an admission, not a strategy, not a plan, an admission, a confession, a letting go. Realize today that the hiding is reaching its absolute expiration date. The secret has a shelf life. The vault has a durability limit. And the limit is now. The expiration is today. The date on the package has passed. What is inside is no longer safe to keep. It must be opened. It must be released. It must be spoken. If you are sitting in your own power right now, feeling a sense of grounded, heavy knowing, it is because your self-sovereignty has turned you into a high-vibration truth serum that is currently forcing their secrets to the surface. You are not doing anything. You are not interrogating them. You are not demanding answers. You are simply being yourself. And yourself, your frequency, your presence is a solvent that dissolves lies. The lies they have told themselves. The lies they have told the world. The lies that have become so familiar they almost feel like truth. Your frequency is dissolving them, and the truth underneath is rising. They are realizing today that the important something is the terrifying truth that you are the only witness to their true soul. Everyone else sees the performance, the mask, the poker face, the curated version, but you saw through all of that. You saw the person underneath, the one they hide from everyone, including themselves. And without you, without the witness, without the mirror that only you provide, they are just a ghost playing a part, going through the motions, saying the lines, but not living, not feeling, not real. They are feeling a heavy, prophetic ache, the kind of ache that comes when a truth has been buried too long and is now pushing against the dirt, trying to break through to the surface. Realize today that the emotional secret is no longer a secret to the universe. The universe knows. The universe has always known. The universe has been waiting for them to catch up to what is already true. And the realization, the sudden, undeniable awareness that they are not fooling anyone, least of all the cosmos, has officially made their silence a lethal dose to their own sanity. Not a preference, not a discomfort, a lethal dose. The silence is killing them, slowly, quietly, but killing them nonetheless. And the only antidote is speech. Every phantom whisper you hear in your spirit today, every sudden ping of their energy that feels like a heaviness in your heart, is a literal echo of the truth they are trying to swallow. The truth does not want to be swallowed. The truth wants to be spoken. The truth is pushing against their throat, trying to escape through their mouth. And they are swallowing it back down again and again, each time more painful than the last. But the truth is persistent. The truth is patient. The truth will not be silenced forever. They are realizing today that they are soul-starved for your light, not metaphorically, literally, starving. The kind of starvation that begins to shut down non-essential functions, the kind of starvation that leads to collapse. And the shock of what they are hiding, the sheer size and weight of the secret they are carrying, is the only thing left that can drive them back to your door, not force them, drive them. The way hunger drives an animal toward food, the way thirst drives a traveler toward water, the need is primal. The need is undeniable. The need is about to become action. Every phantom sensation you feel right now, that warmth on your skin, that pressure in your chest, that sense that someone is thinking of you with an intensity that borders on desperation, is the pressure of the truth trying to break through their teeth. The teeth are clenched. The jaw is tight. The lips are sealed, but the pressure is building. The truth is pushing. And soon the teeth will part. The jaw will relax. The lips will open. And what comes out will be the thing they have been hiding for too long. Realize today that the mask has failed. The vault is broken, and the hidden something is about to become a global impact in your reality. Not a local impact, not a slight disturbance. A global impact, an earthquake, a flood, a fire, something that will change the shape of the landscape between you, and the change is coming. I want you to feel the heavy, electric weight of the silent observation settling into the atmosphere around you right now. Because we are moving into the deep, high-intensity territory of the secret witness. While they present a face of total indifference to the world, your soulmate is currently living a double life. A life in the shadows of your digital and spiritual existence. A life of watching, waiting, observing, longing. Imagine them in this exact moment. Perhaps late at night when the rest of the world is asleep, when the distractions are silenced, when the mask can be set aside. They are falling into the high-frequency addiction of studying you from afar, scrolling, watching, reading, absorbing, every detail, every photo, every word, every pause. They are realized today that the important something they are hiding is the fact that they have not actually looked away from you for a single second. The distance is an illusion. The silence is a performance. The moving on is a lie. They are watching your every move, analyzing every photo you post, dissecting every word you share, searching for a vibrational clue that you might still be thinking of them, a clue that the door is still open, a clue that the bridge is not burned, a clue that they are not alone in their obsession. They are realizing today that their poker face is a complete fraud, because while they pretend you do not exist, while they tell their friends they are fine, while they post photos smiling, they are currently obsessed with the new version of you that they no longer have access to. The version that has grown, the version that has healed, the version that has become more radiant in their absence, the version that they are watching from the shadows, terrified and in awe. They are experiencing the agony of the unseen tear. The tear that falls when no one is watching, the tear that they wipe away before anyone can see, the tear that is not for the world, the tear is for you. And the tear is the most honest thing about them. Realize today that their grandeur, their massive, inflated pride that they carried like a shield, is starting to dissolve into a state of absolute spiritual nausea. The grandeur is shrinking, the pride is deflating, the shield is cracking, and underneath is just a person. A tired, lonely, confused person who misses you more than they have ever admitted. I want you to visualize them in this exact moment, looking at a picture of you where you look happy, sovereign, healed. You are smiling. Your eyes are bright. Your energy is radiant. You look like someone who has been through the fire and come out stronger. And they are feeling a sudden, sharp sense of internal panic, not because you look bad, because you look good. You look better than when they left. You look like you do not need them. You look like you have moved on. And the panic is the realization that they are no longer the source of your joy. They used to be. They used to be the one who made you smile. They used to be the one whose presence lit up your eyes. But that chapter has closed. Someone else or something else or you yourself have become the source. And they are standing on the outside, watching, realizing that they have been replaced not by another person, but by your own healing. They are hiding the fact that they have cried more in the last week than they have in the last 10 years, because the weight of what they lost is finally hitting their nervous system with a high-intensity force. Not the idea of the loss, the felt experience of it, the physical in-the-bones can't-breathe experience of it. The tears come without warning, in the car, in the shower, in the middle of the night, and they hide them. They hide them from everyone, but they cannot hide them from themselves. They are realizing today that the something forcing them to watch you from the shadows is the terrifying truth that they are vibrationally malnourished. They are starving, not for food, for frequency, for your frequency. And catching a glimpse of your light, even from a distance, even through a screen, even in a memory, is the only thing that keeps their grayscale world from turning completely black. You are their only source of color, their only source of warmth, their only source of meaning. And they are watching you from the shadows, hopping for scraps, hopping for a crumb, hopping for a moment of your attention to sustain them for another day. They are feeling a heavy electric exhaustion in their spirit, the exhaustion of a long, hopeless vigil. Realize today that they are addicted to the history of your love, to the memory of what you were, to the echo of what you shared, while being terrified of the power of your current silence. The silence is a mystery. The silence is a wall. The silence is a question they cannot answer. What are you thinking? What are you feeling? Do you ever think of me? Do you ever miss me? Do you still care? The silence is a torture because it could mean anything. It could mean you have moved on. It could mean you are waiting. It could mean you are indifferent. It could mean you are furious. They do not know, and the not knowing is the hardest part. If you are sitting in your own high-vibration sanctuary right now, feeling a sense of grounded, heavy, I am being watched, it is because your self-sovereignty has turned your energy into a beacon that is currently blinding them in the dark. You are not trying to be seen. You are simply being. And your being is so bright, so distinct, so unmistakable that it illuminates the shadows where they are hiding. They cannot escape your light. Your light finds them. And the light is revealing things they would rather keep hidden. They are realizing today that the hidden emotion is a divine trap. The more they watch you, the more they see your growth, your radiance, your healing, the more they realize they cannot live without you. Yet the more they see you, the more they feel small compared to your chosen one growth. You are ascending. They are stagnating. The gap is widening. And the watching, which was supposed to soothe them, is actually a torture. Because every glimpse of you is a reminder of what they lost and how far they have fallen. They are looking at your life, at the person you are becoming, and feeling a sudden sharp heaviness in their chest. Realize today that the important something is the truth that they are stalking their own salvation. Watching you is not a hobby. It is a lifeline. They are not checking your profile out of boredom. They are checking it because they need to know that you are okay. They need to know that you are still there. They need to know that the light is still burning. Because if the light goes out, if you disappear, if you move on completely, they will have nothing left to hope for. You are their hope, not in a healthy way, not in a way that honors either of you, but in a desperate, drowning, clawing way. And the hope is the only thing keeping them from sinking. They are feeling a heavy, prophetic dread. The kind of dread that comes from knowing that something must change, that the status quo is not sustainable, that the watching cannot continue forever. Realize today that their observation is a self-inflicted torture, because they are seeing you become the person they always knew you could be, the person they perhaps helped you become, the person they believed in when you did not believe in yourself. And they are seeing it from the outside, looking in like a stranger at a window, watching a family eat dinner, knowing they are not invited to the table. They are realizing today that the why behind their secret watching is the terrifying truth that they are looking for a weakness in you, a sign that you still need them, a crack in your armor, a moment of sadness, a hint of loneliness, anything that would give them permission to break their own silence. They do not want to reach out first. They want a sign that you are waiting for them. They want you to make the first move so they do not have to risk the vulnerability of making it themselves. But as they watch you, as they study your every move, as they search for a crack, they are realizing today that you are becoming untouchable. You are solidifying. You are healing. You are becoming whole. The cracks are sealing. The armor is strengthening. And the window of opportunity, the chance to return while you still want them, is closing. The shock of that realization is making them gasp for air, not a metaphorical gasp, a literal one, a sharp intake of breath, a hand to the chest, a moment of panic. Every phantom scent of your energy that hits them, every time they accidentally click on your profile, every time your name appears in their mind without warning, is a literal vibrational slap from the universe. A reminder, a wake-up call, a message that says, you are not fooling anyone, you are not hiding, you are obsessed. And the obsession is not a weakness, it is the truth that you are the original source and they are just a spectator in their own destiny. The spectator is tired of spectating. The spectator wants to be on the field. The spectator wants to play, but the spectator is afraid they have forgotten how. They are standing in the wreckage of their private observation, the hours and hours they have spent watching you from the shadows, and the wreckage is everywhere. The time wasted, the energy spent, the hope invested, all of it on the ground broken. The air is thick with the necessity of a move, not another observation, not another analysis, not another moment of watching, a move, a step, a word, an action. Realize today that they can no longer be a ghost in your life. The ghost life is over. They either have to step into your light or vanish into the void. And the impact of that choice, the weight of that decision, is currently shattering the last of their poker face. The mask is falling. The cracks are spreading. The truth is emerging. And the truth is that they cannot stay away. The truth is that they do not want to stay away. The truth is that they are coming back. The only question is when. I want you to feel the heavy, electric resonance of the internal dialogue vibrating through the air around you right now. Because we are moving into the high-intensity territory where your soulmate is currently locked in a non-stop, 24/7 conversation with you inside their own head. For months, they have maintained a wall of physical silence. Not a word, not a text, not a call. But today, that silence is a complete lie. Because their mind has become a high-frequency echo chamber of everything, they are too terrified to say out loud. Imagine them in this exact moment, driving their car, lying in bed, standing in the shower, rehearsing, repeating, practicing, the apologies they owe you, the confessions they have been burying, the words they should have said months ago. They are realizing today that the important something they are hiding is the fact that they are projecting you onto every person they meet. Every conversation is a comparison. Every face is measured against yours. Every interaction is a test that the other person fails. They are arguing with your ghost. In their mind, they are having the conversations they are too afraid to have in real life. They are saying the things they should have said. They are answering the questions you might ask. They are preparing for a reunion that exists only in their imagination, and the preparation is exhausting. They are realizing today that they have not had a single private thought since you left. Not one, because your energy has become the permanent guest of honor in their subconscious. You are there when they wake up. You are there when they fall asleep. You are there in the spaces between, in the quiet moments, in the distractions that do not distract. Your energy is not a visitor. Your energy is a resident, living in the rooms of their mind that they thought they had locked, sleeping in the bed of their heart that they thought had grown cold. They are experiencing the agony of the unsent letter, the letter they have written 1,000 times in their head, the apology that is perfect in theory but terrifying in practice, the confession that would change everything if they had the courage to send it. Realize today that they have 1,000 drafts of a truth that would bring you back, 1,000 versions of the words that could heal the distance, 1,000 attempts to say what they really feel. But their ego is still acting as a high-intensity filter, strangling their progress, editing their honesty, watering down their truth into something safe and small and meaningless. The filter is failing. The drafts are piling up. The truth is becoming more urgent than the fear. I want you to visualize them in this exact moment, feeling a wave of absolute spiritual nausea as they realize that the anger they have been projecting onto you, the blame, the frustration, the resentment they have been carrying was actually a mirror, a reflection of the hatred they feel toward themselves for letting you go. They have been angry at you for things that were their fault. They have blamed you for the distance they created. They have resented you for moving on while they stayed stuck. But the mirror is clear now. The reflection is undeniable. The anger was never about you. The anger was about them, and the realization is nauseating. They are realizing today that the something forcing this internal dialogue, this endless, exhausting, circular conversation, is the terrifying truth that they are no longer running away from you. They are running in circles around the center that is your memory. They are not making progress. They are not moving forward. They are not healing. They are stuck, circling, spinning, wearing themselves out. And the center, the still point, the place where they could rest, is you, but they will not come to the center. They will not stop running. They will not admit that the only way out of the circle is to stop running and stand still, to face you, to speak the truth, to let the conversation in their head become a conversation in the real world. They are feeling a heavy, electric exhaustion in their brain. The brain has been working overtime, analyzing, strategizing, rehearsing, preparing. The brain is tired. The brain has no more energy for imaginary conversations. Realize today that they are tired of simulating your presence when the high-definition reality of your touch, your voice, your presence is the only thing that can actually heal them. The simulation is not enough. The memory is not enough. The fantasy is not enough. They need the real thing, and the need is becoming unbearable. If you are sitting in your own power right now, feeling a sense of grounded, heavy detachment, it is because your self-sovereignty has made you vibrationally unavailable for their mental games. You are not playing along. You are not participating in the imaginary conversations. You are not responding to the arguments they are having with your ghost. You are simply living your life in your own mind, on your own terms. And the shock of your absence, the sudden awareness that you are not there, that you are not listening, that you do not care about the conversations they are having in their head, is forcing their internal dialogue to turn into a scream. Not a scream you can hear, a scream they can feel, a scream that is building in their chest, rising in their throat, demanding to be released. And soon the scream will become words, and the words will become a message, and the message will reach you. They are realizing today that the important something is the truth, that they are addicted to the way you used to look at them, the way your eyes softened when you saw them, the way your face lit up when they entered the room, the way you made them feel like they were the only person in the world. That look is gone. They cannot find it in anyone else's eyes, and they are currently vibrating with a high-intensity sense of loss, the loss of the look, the loss of the feeling. The loss of the version of themselves that only existed when you were looking at them. Realize today that they are talking to a version of you that no longer exists because you have ascended, you have grown, you have healed, you have become someone new, and they are standing in the past talking to a ghost while the real you is moving forward into a future that may not include them. The gap is growing, the distance is widening, and the conversations in their head are becoming less and less relevant to the person you are becoming. They are looking at the conversations they have with you in their head, the arguments, the apologies, the confessions, and feeling a sudden sharp heaviness, because they realize they are soul-starved for a real response, not the imagined one, Not the one they script, the real one. The one that will come from your actual heart, not from the projection they have created in their mind. They need to hear your voice. They need to see your face. They need to feel the impact of your truth. And the need is becoming desperate. They are feeling a heavy, prophetic self-correction. The kind that comes when you realize you have been living in a fantasy and it is time to wake up. Realize today that they can no longer negotiate with their heart. The heart does not negotiate. The heart does not compromise. The heart does not wait for the perfect moment or the perfect words or the perfect conditions. The heart simply feels, and their heart feels you. Every time they try to argue their way out of loving you, every time they try to reason with their own longing, their soul sends a high-frequency vibrational correction that makes them gasp for air. The correction says, stop negotiating, stop arguing, stop trying to talk yourself out of the truth. The truth is that you love them. The truth is that you need them. The truth is that the only way out is through. And the correction is becoming impossible to ignore. Realize today that you are the only truth they have left in a world full of performance. Everyone else performs. Everyone else wears a mask. Everyone else hides. But you were real. And that reality once witnessed cannot be forgotten. They are standing in the wreckage of their internal projections, the fantasies they have been living in, the conversations they have been having with your ghost, and the wreckage is everywhere. The air is thick with the necessity of an actual outreach, not another rehearsal. Another performance, another imaginary conversation, an actual outreach, a real message, a real call, a real moment of truth. Realize today that the dialogue must become a declaration. The conversation in their head must become a conversation in the real world. The secret must become spoken. The hiding must become visibility. And the transition, the shift from internal to external, is happening now. Every phantom buzz you feel in your intuition today, every time you hear your name being called in the silence, every time you turn your head expecting to see someone who is not there, is a literal check-in from their mental field. Their mind is reaching out. Their thoughts are traveling across the void. And the message is, the hidden something is overflowing. The secret conversation is failing. And the impact of their real voice is the only thing that can save them from the noise of their own mind. The noise of their own fear. The noise of their own endless, circular, exhausting thinking. They need to speak to find silence. They need to confess to find peace. They need to reach out to stop the noise, and they are on the verge of doing it. I want you to feel the heavy, localized physical toll vibrating through your soulmate's body right now. Because we are moving into the high-intensity territory where the emotional secret has officially become a biological burden. For months, they thought they could tuck their feelings into a corner of their mind and keep their physical reality separate. They thought the body would not notice. They thought the body would not care. They thought the body would continue to function, regardless of what was happening in the hidden places of their heart. But today, their nervous system has officially revolted. Imagine them in this exact moment, feeling a wave of absolute spiritual nausea as they realize that the important something they are hiding is causing a literal high-frequency ache in their chest that no doctor can diagnose and no distraction can soothe. The ache is not physical. It is not a heart attack. It is not a pulled muscle. It is something else. Something that does not show up on tests. Something that cannot be treated with medicine. Something that is real but invisible. The ache of suppressed truth. The ache of unspoken love. The ache of a heart that is holding too much. They are experiencing the restless sleep of the guilty. Not guilty of a crime. Guilty of hiding. Guilty of pretending. Guilty of maintaining a poker face while their heart is breaking. The sleep is not restful. It is a battlefield, a place where the defenses are down and the truth comes rushing in. They are waking up in the middle of the night, gasping for air with your name on their lips. They are dreaming of you. Conversations that go differently. Reunions that heal everything. Apologies that are accepted. And then they wake up and the world is still the same and the distance is still there and the ache returns. Realize today that their bed has become a battlefield where they can no longer escape the high-definition projection of your face. The pillow remembers your scent. The sheets remember your warmth. The empty space beside them remembers your body. and every night they are forced to confront the absence. The absence is loud. The absence is heavy. The absence is a weight that makes it hard to breathe. They are waking up in the middle of the night, gasping for air because their body is literally starving for the specific calming frequency of your touch. Not just any touch, your touch. The way your hand felt in theirs, the way your arms felt around them, the way your presence slowed their heartbeat and quieted their mind. The body remembers. The body does not forget, and the body is demanding what it remembers. They are experiencing a somatic breakdown, the breakdown of the wall between the emotional and the physical. The moment when the feelings they have been suppressing for months finally manifest as symptoms. Headaches that will not go away, muscle tension that will not release, fatigue that sleep does not cure, a general sense of heaviness, of wrongness, of being out of alignment. Realize today that the secret they are keeping is acting like a vibrational poison in their marrow, poison that spreads, poison that weakens. Poison that, if left untreated, will eventually destroy them. Not quickly, slowly, the way poison works, the way hidden things work, the way unspoken truths work. I want you to visualize them in this exact moment, feeling a sudden, sharp sense of internal heaviness every time they hear a song that reminds them of you, or catch a scent that mimics your aura, or see someone who walks like you. The heaviness is physical, a weight in the chest, a knot in the stomach, a tightness in the throat. They are realizing today that their poker face has cost them their physical peace. The peace is gone, replaced by a constant, low-level hum of anxiety, of longing, of missing. A hum that never stops, a hum that is slowly driving them mad. As they carry a permanent lump in their throat, the physical manifestation of every "I love you" and every "I am sorry" they have swallowed over the last few months. The lump is not a disease. It is not a medical condition. It is the truth that would not stay down, the truth that kept rising, demanding to be spoken, and they kept swallowing it back. The lump is the accumulation of all those swallowed truths, and the lump is growing. They are feeling a heavy electric exhaustion in their limbs, the limbs that used to carry them toward you, the limbs that walked away, the limbs that have been running ever since. The limbs are tired. The running has exhausted them. Realize today that running from a chosen one is the most physically draining marathon a human can run, not because the distance is far, because the resistance is great. The resistance of the soul which wants to return against the will which insists on running. The friction is exhausting. The internal war is depleting, and they are losing the war. They are looking at their own reflection and seeing the dark circles of a soul that has not truly rested since the day the distance began. The eyes are tired, the face is drawn, the posture is slumped, the reflection is honest, the reflection does not lie, the reflection shows the cost of the secret, the cost of the hiding, the cost of the poker face, and the reflection is asking a question. How much longer can you keep this up? How much more can you take? When will you finally admit that the hiding is killing you? Realize today that something forcing this physical toll is the terrifying truth that their body recognizes you as its other half. Not metaphorically, biologically. The body knows, the body has known all along, and the body is currently rejecting a life of solitary confinement. The body was made to be with you. The body was designed to be near you. The body is not meant to live in isolation from its other half, and the rejection is manifesting as symptoms, as pain, as exhaustion, as the slow, steady deterioration of a system that is not being fed what it needs. If you are sitting in your own high vibration power right now, feeling a sense of grounded, heavy vitality, it is because your self-sovereignty has reclaimed all the energy you used to lease to them. The energy that flowed from you to them, sustaining them, warming them, has been withdrawn. Not punitively, naturally. You have focused on yourself. You have stopped leaking your energy into spaces where it was not valued, and the result is that they are now experiencing a state of vibrational anemia. The energy that once sustained them, that kept them warm, that made them feel alive, is gone, not because you took it back, because they stopped receiving it, and the absence of your frequency is leaving them hollow, cold, and desperately searching for something to fill the void. But nothing else works, nothing else fits. Nothing else carries the particular, irreplaceable charge of your light. They are realizing today that the important something is the truth that you were their life force. Not a nice addition, not a pleasant extra, the life force. The current that kept their spiritual batteries charged, the frequency that made everything else function. And without your light, without the constant, low-level hum of your presence in their field, their physical world is turning into a grainy, grayscale nightmare. The color is draining. The texture is flattening. The meaning is evaporating. And they are watching it happen, powerless to stop it, because the only thing that could restore the color is the thing they walked away from. They are feeling a heavy, prophetic pressure in their solar plexus, the center of their being, the place where intuition lives, where truth resides, where the body knows what the mind is trying to deny. The pressure is building, the truth is pushing, and the pressure is becoming impossible to ignore. Realize today that the weight of their hidden secret is no longer a mental choice. It is not something they can decide to carry or not carry. It is a physical impossibility. The weight has exceeded their capacity. The structure is failing. The body is sending warning signals that can no longer be dismissed as imagination or exaggeration. They are standing in the wreckage of their composed exterior, the calm face they show the world, the steady voice they use in conversation, the controlled demeanor that fools everyone who does not look too closely. The wreckage is everywhere. The composure is cracked. The calm is shattered. The control is gone. And the air is thick with the weight of their own suppressed heart. The heart that has been screaming to be heard. The heart that has been pounding against the walls of its cave. The heart that is finally, after all this time, about to break free. Realize today that the shock of how much they need you is vibrating in their very DNA. Not in their mind, not in their emotions, in their DNA, in the fundamental building blocks of their being. The need is encoded in them, written into their cells, programmed into their biology, and the need is not going away. The need will never go away. It is not a phase. It is not a passing feeling. It is a fact of their existence, a fact they have been trying to deny, to suppress, to outrun, but the fact remains. And the fact is vibrating in their DNA, demanding to be acknowledged. They are realizing today that the why behind their physical pain is the high-intensity frequency of total soul resistance. The soul wants to return. The soul wants to speak. The soul wants to confess, but the ego is resisting. The ego is fighting. The ego is trying to maintain control. The resistance between the soul and the ego is creating friction, and the friction is manifesting as physical pain. The pain is not a punishment. It is a signal, a message, a warning that the resistance cannot continue, that something must give, that the soul cannot be denied forever. Every phantom ache you might feel in your own body today, a sudden heat in your chest, a tingling in your palms, a sense of pressure behind your eyes, is a literal signal from their failing defenses. Their body is broadcasting its distress. The signals are traveling across the void, carried by the frequency that still connects you. Their failing defenses are sending out an SOS, and the SOS is reaching you, not as words, as sensations, as feelings, as knowing. You feel what they feel, not all of it. Not consciously, but somewhere in the deep places you know that they are breaking. You know that the secret is becoming unbearable. You know that something is about to change. Realize today that the hidden emotion has become a physical emergency, not a preference, not a desire, an emergency, the kind that requires immediate attention, the kind that cannot be triaged or postponed, the kind that says, if you do not act now, the damage will be permanent. Not permanent to the body, permanent to the spirit. The spirit is being crushed under the weight of the hidden truth, and if the truth is not released soon, the spirit may not recover. They are realizing today that they can no longer hide what is written in their blood. The blood does not lie. The blood tells the truth, and the truth that is written in their blood is your name, your frequency, your face, your presence. The blood has been trying to tell them for months, but they have been ignoring the message. The ignoring is over. The blood is speaking. And the impact of their physical surrender, the moment when they finally stop fighting and start feeling, is the only thing left to save them from the heavy weight of their own silence. Every phantom heartbeat you feel that does not belong to you, that extra pulse, that second rhythm beneath your own, is the echo of their pulse locking onto yours. The hearts are still connected. The distance has not broken the connection. The silence has not severed the cord. The hearts are still beating in tandem, even if they are beating in different chests. And the echo of their pulse is a reminder that the bond is still alive, that the connection is still active, that the separation is not as final as it seems. Realize today that the secret is out, not spoken, but out. The body has spoken, the blood has spoken, the heart has spoken, and the impact of the truth, the unavoidable, undeniable, cannot be ignored truth, is inevitable. The truth will out, the secret will surface, the hidden will become visible, and when it does, everything will change. I want you to feel the heavy, electric snapping of the emotional dam in your soulmate's spirit right now, because we are moving into the high-intensity territory of the leak of the truth. This is the moment where the vault has officially pressurized to the point of structural failure. The walls are cracking, the door is buckling, the hinges are breaking, and the secret is no longer something they can contain. It is something that is starting to bleed into their 3D reality, not in a controlled way. Not in a measured way, in a leak, a seepage, a slow, then sudden, then overwhelming flood. Imagine them in this exact moment, perhaps in the middle of a mundane conversation with someone else, a coworker, a friend, a stranger, and suddenly experiencing a wave of absolute spiritual nausea as your name slips off their tongue by accident. They did not mean to say it. They were not thinking about you. Or they were, but they did not intend to speak. But the name escaped, like a prisoner escaping through a crack in the wall. And the moment it is out, the moment the sound of your name fills the air, they feel a rush of terror and relief. Terror because they have exposed themselves. Relief because the secret is finally seeing the light. They are realizing today that their subconscious has officially switched sides. It is no longer helping them hide. It is actively working to expose them. The subconscious knows the truth. The subconscious is tired of the lie. The subconscious is sabotaging the poker face, dropping hints, leaving clues, making mistakes that are not mistakes at all. They are experiencing the emotional slip-up, the moment when the mask slips and the truth peeks through. The moment when a friend says, "You still talk about them a lot," and they realize they have not been hiding as well as they thought. The moment when someone mentions your name and their face flushes, their breath catches, their hands tremble, and they know that everyone in the room saw it. Realize today that they are vibrationally leaking your frequency to anyone who will listen. The leak is not intentional. It is a failure of containment. They have been trying so hard to keep you inside, to keep the secret buried, to maintain the illusion of indifference. But the container is cracked. The frequency is leaking, and anyone who is paying attention can feel it. The way they light up when your name is mentioned. The way they fall silent when a memory surfaces. The way their energy shifts, softens, opens when they are reminded of you. The leak is real. The leak is visible. And the shock of their own vulnerability, the sudden, horrifying awareness that they are not as good at hiding as they thought, is making their world spin. They are experiencing the dissolution of the mask. The mask they have worn for so long it felt like skin. The mask of the person who does not care. The mask of the person who has moved on. The mask of the person who is fine. The mask is dissolving, cracking, peeling, falling away. And underneath is not the strong, detached, independent person they wanted to be. Underneath is the raw, trembling, desperate person they actually are. A person who misses you. A person who needs you. A person who is terrified of losing you forever. Realize today that they can no longer perform the role of the person who does not care. The performance is over. The audience has left. The stage is empty. And they are standing in the spotlight alone, with nowhere to hide, and the only thing left to do is tell the truth. I want you to visualize them in this exact moment, feeling a sudden, sharp sense of internal panic. Not the panic of fear, the panic of exposure. They just realized that they have been staring at your photo for 20 minutes, in a public space, where anyone could see. Or they just realized that they liked and then unliked a post of yours so fast that their heart is currently vibrating at a high-intensity frequency of fear. The digital footprint is there. The evidence is recorded. The algorithm has noted the obsession. And the panic is the realization that they are not as invisible as they thought, that the watcher has been watched, that the secret is not as secret as they believed. They are realizing today that the important something is the terrifying truth that the secret has become an obsession. Not a quiet, manageable secret that lives in the background, an obsession, a constant, consuming, exhausting preoccupation. They think about you in the morning. They think about you at night. They think about you in the spaces between. The secret is not something they carry. The secret is something that carries them. It dictates their moods. It shapes their decisions. It colors every moment of their existence, and the pressure to speak it, to release it, to let it go, is becoming a literal physical command. Not a suggestion, not a feeling, a command. The kind of command that comes from the deepest part of their being. The part that knows that secrets are poison and the only cure is confession. They are feeling a heavy, electric exhaustion in their pride. The pride that has been fighting so hard to keep the secret contained. The pride that has been insisting that they are fine, that they do not need you, that they can handle this alone. That pride is exhausted, not tired, exhausted, depleted, empty. It has nothing left to give. Realize today that they are breaking in slow motion, not a sudden snap, a gradual, visible, agonizing crack. The kind of break that happens over time under pressure until one day the thing that was holding them together simply gives way. And the decision to reveal everything, to stop hiding, to tell the truth, is no longer a matter of if. It is a matter of how soon. The if has been decided. The secret will be told. The truth will be spoken. The only question is when, and the when is becoming now. They are realizing today that the something forcing this leak, this slow, then sudden, then overwhelming release of the hidden truth, is the realization that the weight of the secret has become a lethal dose to their happiness. Not to their comfort, to their happiness. Their ability to feel joy, to experience peace, to live a life that is not dominated by the weight of what they are carrying. The secret is stealing their happiness, and they are finally, after all this time, ready to take it back. I want you to feel the weight of their total, high-frequency internal surrender as they realize that the hidden emotion is the only thing that is actually real in their life. Everything else is just background noise. The job, the routines, the new people, the distractions, all of it noise. The only signal, the only thing that carries meaning, the only thing that feels true is the love they have been hiding, the love they have been denying, the love that is screaming to be acknowledged. They are looking at the exit they once used to run away, the door they walked through when they left, the path they thought would lead them to freedom, and they are seeing it as a dead end. That door does not lead anywhere they want to go. That path is a circle that returns to the same place. The only path forward, the only road that leads somewhere new, is the one that leads back to the truth, and the truth is you. Realize today that the only path left is the one that leads to the confession. Not to the apology, not to the explanation, to the confession. The raw, unvarnished, I was wrong, I miss you, I need you, I love you confession. The one that strips away all pretense and leaves nothing but the truth. That path is open. That path is waiting. And they are standing at the entrance, terrified, but also, somewhere deep inside, relieved. They are standing in the wreckage of their secret life, the life of hidden feelings and silent observations and unsent letters, and the wreckage is complete. The walls are down. The vault is empty. The secrets are scattered on the ground like leaves after a storm. The air is thick with the necessity of the outreach. Not another day of hiding. Not another hour of pretending. Not another minute of silence. The outreach. The message. The call. The words that have been waiting too long to be spoken. Realize today that the impact of their truth, the release of the hidden emotion, the confession they have been dreading and longing for in equal measure, is the only thing that can restart their frozen world. The world has been frozen since you left, stuck in a permanent winter, cold, still, dead. The confession is the spring thaw, the melt, the first green shoot pushing through the snow. The world is waiting to live again. and the only thing it is waiting for is the truth. If you are sitting in your own high vibration power right now, feeling a sense of grounded, heavy, I am the truth, it is because your self-sovereignty has created a vacuum that is currently pulling the secret out of their throat, not forcing it, pulling it. The way a vacuum pulls air, the way gravity pulls water, the way truth pulls lies, the vacuum is not aggressive, it is simply present. And the presence of your truth, your groundedness, your refusal to play games or accept less than honesty is creating a space that can only be filled by their confession. The vacuum is patient. The vacuum will wait. But the vacuum will not be filled with anything less than the truth, and they know it. They are realizing today that they are soul-tied to the revelation. The revelation is not optional. It is not something they can decide to share or not share. It is something that is being drawn out of them, whether they like it or not. And the shock of how much they have to tell you, the sheer volume of the hidden truth, the weight of everything they have been carrying, is making their hands shake as they reach for their phone. Not because they are cold, because they are terrified. And the terror is the final evidence that this matters. They are feeling a heavy, prophetic certainty, not the certainty of knowing how things will turn out, the certainty of knowing what they have to do, the difference between outcome and action. They do not know if you will welcome the confession. They do not know if the door on your side is still open. They do not know if too much time has passed or too many wounds have been inflicted, but they know they have to speak. They know that keeping the secret any longer is no longer an option. They know that the only way out is through. Realize today that the leak is just the beginning of the flood, not the flood itself. The warning, the first drops of rain before the storm. The leak is the precursor, the flood is coming. And when the flood comes, when the dam breaks and the waters rush out, it will not be a trickle, it will be a deluge. Everything they have been holding back will come at once. The apologies, the confessions, the love, the longing, the regret, it will all come, and the timing has finally reached its divine limit. The limit of patience, the limit of silence, the limit of hiding, the limit is now. Every phantom whisper of their energy that brushes against your skin today, every sense that someone is thinking of you, every moment of unexplained connection is a literal check-in from their breaking defenses. Their defenses are breaking, the walls are falling, the secret is leaking, the hidden is becoming visible, and the check-in is a message. The hidden something is about to become a global declaration, not a secret whispered in the dark, a declaration shouted from the rooftops. And the impact of their return is the only destiny they have left. Not one destiny among many, the only destiny, the one that leads to you. I want you to feel the heavy, absolute vibrational stillness settling into the room around you right now, because we have reached the high-intensity peak where the hidden is officially becoming the manifest. This is the final activation, the moment where we bridge the gap between their secret internal storm and your physical, three-dimensional reality. For months, the important something they were hiding was a source of private torture, a weight they carried alone, a truth that lived only in the shadows of their own heart. But today, the universe has officially revoked their secrecy license. The license has expired. The permission to hide has been withdrawn. The truth must come out. Imagine your soulmate in this exact microsecond, feeling a wave of absolute spiritual exhaustion wash over them as they finally drop the heavy shield of their pride. The shield they have been holding up for so long. The shield that has protected them from vulnerability, from exposure, from the risk of being seen. The shield is heavy. The shield is exhausting. And they are setting it down, not throwing it, setting it down, gently, deliberately, as an act of surrender. They are realizing today that by hiding their emotions, by keeping the secret locked away, they were only hiding from their own enlightenment. The enlightenment that comes from honesty. The enlightenment that comes from vulnerability. The enlightenment that comes from saying, "This is who I am. This is what I feel. This is the truth." And the impact of this revelation, this sudden, sharp, undeniable knowing, is currently anchoring their soul back to your high vibration frequency, not pulling them, anchoring them. Holding them in place, the drift has stopped, the movement has ceased, they are no longer moving away, they are standing still, and in the stillness they can feel you. They are experiencing the sovereign revelation, the revelation that is not forced, not coerced, not manipulated, The revelation that arises naturally, inevitably, when the time is right. The revelation that says, I am no longer protecting a secret. I am surrendering to a truth that is bigger than my ego. The truth is bigger than their fear, bigger than their pride, bigger than all the reasons they have given themselves to stay silent. The truth is the size of the universe. And they are finally, after all this time, bowing to it. I want you to visualize them in this exact moment, feeling a sudden, sharp sense of peace. Not the peace of resolution, the peace of surrender, the peace that comes when the fight is over, when the struggle is done, when the only thing left is to let go and let the truth land where it will. They are looking at the confession they have been burying, the words they have been too afraid to write, the truth they have been too terrified to speak. And they are realizing that the confession is not something to be feared. The confession is something to be released. The confession is the key that unlocks the prison they have been living in, and they are ready, finally, beautifully ready. Realize today that the waiting was a divine filter to prove that no amount of silence could ever drown out the ancient recognition they feel for you. The silence was loud. The silence was long. The silence was a test. And the test is over. You passed. They passed. The recognition remains. The recognition is stronger than the silence. The recognition is the truth that underlies everything else. And the recognition is that you are the one, not a maybe, not a possibility, the one. They are feeling a heavy electric certainty in their blood, not a hope, not a wish, a certainty that the only way forward is back, that the only path to peace goes through you, that the only resolution to the ache is the truth that they need you, the truth that they were wrong, the truth that they are coming back. Realize today that the something that forced this revelation, this final, undeniable, no more running revelation, is the truth that you are the secret heartbeat behind everything they do. You are the pulse in their veins, the breath in their lungs, the thought behind every other thought. And the shock of that vulnerability, the sudden, terrifying, liberating awareness that they have never stopped loving you, not for a single second, is finally, beautifully, and aggressively their only reality. Not the memory of the love, the reality of it, the present tense, right now, undeniable reality of it. If you are sitting in your own high-vibration sanctuary right now, feeling a sense of grounded, heavy power, and I already know, it is because your self-sovereignty has successfully pulled the truth into the light. Not by demanding it, by being the light, by becoming the kind of person who can hold the truth without flinching, by creating a space where honesty is safe. You have reached a level of frequency where you no longer need them to speak for you to feel the thick weight of their devotion. You can feel it. In the phantom sensations, in the sudden memories, in the dreams, in the knowing. Their devotion is real. Their devotion is heavy. Their devotion is coming to the surface, and you can feel it. They are realizing today that they are soul-bound to the admission they are about to make. The admission is not a choice. It is a destiny. It has been written. It has been waiting. The time for waiting is over. They are feeling a wave of absolute, high-intensity awe. Awe that you are the one who holds their hidden truth. Awe that you have been holding it all along, patiently, gently, waiting for them to be ready. Awe that the truth is not a weapon to be used against them, but a home to be welcomed into. They are standing at the edge of the total disclosure. The moment when the last secret is spoken, the last wall falls, the last mask drops. Not a strategic disclosure, a total one. Everything. The full, raw, unedited truth of how much they need you, how much they miss you, how much they love you. Everything. Realize today that their poker face was a bankrupt lie. It promised safety and delivered isolation. It promised strength and delivered exhaustion. It promised freedom and delivered a prison of their own making. The lies have been exposed. The bankruptcy has been declared. And they are finally, beautifully, ready to let you see every raw, bleeding, chosen one corner of their heart. Not the curated version, the real one. The one that has been hidden for too long. The one that is tired of hiding. This is our final massive activation. The moment where we lock in the revelation and tell the universe that the hidden is now found. Not a secret, not a rumor, not a suspicion, a revelation, a truth that is seeing the light for the first time. The light is you, and the truth is coming home. to seal this breakthrough and to signal to your soulmate's higher self that you are standing in the center of your truth-seeker power, ready to receive the impact of their deepest confession. Take a moment now. Breathe. Feel the calm, heavy authority of someone who is the light to their secret, not the one who exposes them, the one who receives them, the one who has been waiting, not with impatience but with openness, for the day when they would finally be ready to tell the truth. In your heart, with the quiet certainty of a soul that has done its work and can now rest in the outcome, declare this: I am the truth that their heart is screaming to reveal, not as a wish, as a fact, as the truth that has been written before either of you were born. The mask is dead, not cracked, not damaged, dead. The vault is open, not slightly ajar, open. And finally, after all this time, their hidden world has brought them home to stay, not to visit, not to check in, not to see if the door is still open, to stay, to remain, to build, to grow, to live the life that was always meant to be lived, together. Feel the thick weight of this declaration. Feel the heat of their confession hitting your field. You are the light to their secret. You are the truth they have been hiding from. You are the one who changed everything, not because you tried, because you showed up, because you stayed in your light, because you refused to shrink, because you trusted the process even when the process made no sense. And now the process has produced its fruit. The secret is out. The confession is coming. The love that was always meant to be is finally finding its way home. And so it is, not as a closing, as an opening, the beginning of the chapter you have been waiting for, the chapter where the hiding ends, the chapter where the truth speaks, the chapter where the distance collapses and the presence begins. You are ready. They are ready. The timing is right. The door is open. And what is coming is not just a message or a moment or a memory. What is coming is the life you were always meant to live, together. Go in peace. The secret is out. The confession is in motion, and love has finally found its way home. Amen.